Hey friends in beauty, if you're a professional makeup artist or beauty pro who is tired of juggling multiple tools to run your business, I got great news for you. Beauty Pro Funnels is here to simplify your life and take your business to the next level. Unlike other platforms like Wix, Squarespace, or Acuity, Beauty Pro Funnels was created by a makeup artist for makeup artists. This is the world's first all-in-one software that helps you book clients, sell your products, and even launch courses all in one place. No need for separate subscriptions that drain your wallet or tools that don't speak your language as a beauty pro. With Beauty Pro Funnels, you're not just getting another booking tool. You're unlocking the ability to create multiple revenue streams, so whether you're behind the chair or not, you're making money. Imagine accepting bookings, selling your beauty products, and offering courses all without the stress of managing separate systems. That could be a big headache. Let me break it down to you one more time. Your website, build it on Beauty Pro Funnels. Your portfolio, build it on Beauty Pro Funnels. Your booking site, build it on Beauty Pro Funnels. And your e-commerce site, host it in Beauty Pro Funnels. Want to offer beauty courses or digital products? You can sell them inside of Beauty Pro Funnels, and you'll be able to send invoices, digital contracts, newsletters, and do all of your marketing directly from your Beauty Pro Funnels account. It's mind-blowing. Listen, you're going to save hundreds of dollars every single month by replacing over 10 platforms when you make the switch to Beauty Pro Funnels like Wix, Squarespace, Acuity, WordPress, Vagaro, Honeybooks, 17 Hats, Dubsado, MailChimp, Klaviyo, Kajabi, DocuSign, even Shopify. It's crazy. I know you got at least one of those. And here's the best part. Tayana and her team spent over a year building plug-and-play templates into your account for pretty much everything, so you never have to start from scratch at all. So all of your appointment confirmations, reminders, and payment reminders and stuff like that for your clients, they have already been written out for you. You can even gather reviews and referrals all on autopilot. You'll free up so many hours of time each week so you can focus on what you love, your artistry. Plus, with their mobile app, you can manage your entire business from the palm of your hand. Send invoices, schedule appointments, and even take payments on the go. I believe in Beauty Pro Funnels so much that I recently moved the Friends of Beauty site to Beauty Pro Funnels, and I am loving it. It's a game changer because it's not just a platform. I swear it is like having your personal business assistant designed specifically for makeup artists and beauty pros like you. So here's the deal. If you want to see what all the hype is about, visit getbeautyprofunnels.com/friends to get a personalized tour and see how Beauty Pro Funnels can transform your business today. That's getbeautyprofunnels.com/friends because you deserve the best tool for your beauty business.
The permanent makeup industry has historically not been brown and black girl friendly. Okay. Mm-hmm. It has not been black girl friendly. And so because of that, there was a disparity in what the work was looking like. And I was getting way too many clients who were asking me to do like corrective work. And I'm like, why are all y'all brows like looking so bad? It's completely different. People think, oh, I'm already a makeup artist, I'll do good at it. But even the way that you shape brows, like when you do your makeup, is not the way that you shape them for permanent makeup. It's so many other considerations because it's like with traditional makeup, you're putting the product on top of the skin, okay? But with permanent makeup, it's going underneath the skin. Part of it was, you know how when you're working in like corporate, you sometimes don't want people to know about other stuff that you have going on. You just want to keep, the areas of your life separate. That's what I was trying to do until people started to recognize me.
Right.
When I was working, aren't you the girl who does brows? I would start seeing clients.
Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, a safe space for ambitious beauty industry creatives to have real talk, get authentic answers, and practical tools to grow their businesses. Join me every week as me and my special guest reveal the keys to longevity and success in the beauty industry, from the ups and downs of their journey to the nitty-gritty of their struggles and triumphs. We're spilling the tea on it all, and most importantly, having fun while doing it. You ready? Hey, what's up? It's your best friend in beauty here, Aquia Robinson. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast. I am so happy to have you here, and I hope you're listening to this episode in high spirits and in good health. Now, on today's episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast, I'm so excited to have Dr. Zuri Dale in the Friends in Beauty guest chair. So, Dr. Zuri is the owner of Artistry by Zuri, Artistry by Zuri Institute of Art and Science, and PMU Con. She is an award-winning permanent makeup artist who is the go-to in Houston for permanent brows. You may have seen her on BET Plus's College Hill Celebrity Edition, where she taught celebrities like Big Slim and NeNe Leakes at TSU's College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences, where she's an instructor and campus epidemiologist. Amongst the list of amazing things that she does, she's also the host of the Beauty and Brains podcast. She is your favorite scientist and the brow slayer. Welcome to the Friends of Beauty podcast, Dr. Zuri.
Hi, thank you. That was amazing.
Thank you.
And you look so beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Girl, I'm excited too. When I saw all the things that you're doing, I'm like, first of all, I aspire to have whatever energy level that you have to do
You
all
know
the
what?
things that you do.
Everybody says that, and it's like, how do you have the energy? And I'm like, I may need to figure that out because everybody asks me that question. I'm like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
be doing it.
I
I
don't even
don't.
think I do that much, but people feel the same way about me. Like one of my best friends asked me, like, how do you have the brain capacity to like juggle yourself and put yourself in so many places?
It's more mental than physical.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. It's more mental than physical.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. Well, before we jump into it, let's start off with some icebreakers so the Friends of Beauty
okay.
audience can get to know you outside of what you do professionally.
Okay.
So first one, give us 3 random facts about you.
I know how to twirl a fire baton. I'm
Okay.
the youngest of 5. And I always knew that I was gonna be like a woman in STEM.
I love that. I love that. What do people always tell you that you're good at aside from what you do professionally?
You know what's so funny? People tell me that I'm pretty wise in terms of like, having an old soul.
Mhm.
People kind of come to me, for advice and they'll say, like, you've been here before. I've been told that like my entire life.
Little old soul.
Also,
I love it. Okay. When's the last time you did something for the first time? Have you had any new experiences?
yes. Oh my God, I went golfing on Sunday. I never thought I would become or be a golf
I want to
girl.
start golfing.
Listen, when I would go to Top Golf or like places like that, like Puttery, those little places, I
Yeah.
never liked it. Like it was not really fun. It was just something to do. You have fun with friends.
Yeah.
But going to play like the real thing and actually learning the technical skill, now I see why people
Yeah.
go
Play
and
golf.
play golf. You need to do it.
That's confirmation. And I want to do it too because people always tell me a lot of business deals happen on the golf
Where are you
course.
located?
I'm in DC.
Listen, when you finish, you have to go to my page.
Uh-huh.
I'll send you some stuff on social media. We just went on Sunday. Like 20 of my girlfriends went and we played. It was the bomb. Girl, we were like really hitting the ball like little Tiger Woods. Like we were like PGA players, girl. For
Okay.
real.
I
No,
love it.
seriously. It's crazy to even think.
I love that. Do you have a current mini win, like a small win or a highlight for the year so far? Like that's leading up to a bigger goal?
I do. The podcast, I would say. I would definitely say the podcast because um I have really been trying to utilize my brand to just kind of do some other things.
Yeah.
And so kind of tapping into that's very new,
I love
you
it.
know? So I'm gonna get at a small win.
Yeah, I
Because
love
we've been
that.
filming.
Because you started. I know so many
Because you
people.
started.
I've been doing my podcast for 4 years. So I know so many people who want to start a podcast, but they just keep talking about it. So that's a
It's
big
the
win.
start. I started.
Yeah.
And sometimes like it's hard to start new things when you're a person who's already in business. I feel like the busyness of what you're already doing will prevent you from doing some of the other stuff. So
That's
even though like that seems small, the start is big because I'm so busy doing services. It's not like I necessarily have to do something extra. It's not like the business is not already a brand itself. So sometimes it's harder to pick up something new when you're already doing decently at
that,
other stuff. We'll
that
do it out of desperation, but sometimes when you're doing okay, we don't always look for other avenues to explore.
Yeah, I could totally relate to that. Okay. So last one for the icebreakers. If you weren't a PMU boss, what else could you see yourself doing right
I
now?
would be an interior decorator.
Ooh,
I don't
okay.
know why, I just like interior design.
I love that. I'm trying to get into it, but I haven't gotten bit by the bug, that strong yet.
But I'm following, you got to follow all the pages,
Mm-hmm.
all
Mm-hmm.
the interior design people.
Yes. Well, first I want to start by asking you, please explain what an epidemiologist is and does, because I definitely Googled it. I've heard the term before, but Google didn't do it justice. So I'd love to hear from you.
Okay, so epidemiology is like the branch of medicine or the study of disease surveillance investigation. Okay. I
Okay.
feel like it has always been like around, kind of like in the background, because it's just really the study and like the analysis of the distribution of disease. So it's always kind of been there. Um, but we had to have known that somewhere there was someone working to kind of keep us safe and
Informed.
healthy at
Yeah.
the population level. We just didn't really think about it. When COVID came about, now this talks about health and disease and positive health outcomes and social determinants of health. And the science of disease has become more common
Mm,
language because of COVID.
got you.
But this has always been like a branch of public health. When I think about epidemiology, you think CDC, the people who are working at CDC, looking at the data, collecting the
Got
data,
you.
analyzing the data. We see all of these facts and figures, like this amount of people suffered a stroke, this amount
Right.
of people, we see it, but we never really gave any thought to who who did it, who was responsible,
Right.
for it.
So is it like a
Um,
lot of research?
it's a lot of research.
Okay.
So, I would say for me specifically, I'm an infectious disease epidemiologist by training. I've been studying COVID-19 exclusively for the last 3 or 4 years since the pandemic, since the inception
Wow.
of the pandemic. So earlier on, it started out as a lot of disease investigation and surveillance. A person will get sick. We try to track down, who it was, how they got sick, any outbreaks. We would investigate some of those cases. It was also the data, the analytics associated with that, making recommendations for how we can curb the spread of the disease.
Hmm.
And then it was a lot of like data analysis and reporting.
Wow.
Um, as the pandemic has kind of receded to the background, I've moved into studying more the epigenetics of the virus, what makes the virus more transmissible, what makes people more susceptible to getting sick from the virus, also looking at long COVID and kind of post-COVID impact. So the EPIs, which is what we call ourselves, we're the data people. We're the research, the science people
Wow.
behind public health.
Wow. And I bet you in your personal life, you gonna get to down to the bottom of something. You like,
we go,
we gonna get to the bottom of
because
it.
I already been an investigator.
I love that is so dope. I've never met an epidemiologist before, so now I can say I met one.
Yes, you met one. But you know what's so funny? Like Dr. Fauci, who was like the spokesperson
Hmm.
for like the pandemic, that was who I was for my organization. So for the
Gotcha.
university that I work in. So I feel like that's like the best example of a person who I can give, like a science explainer, essentially. Like
Right.
people who go out, take the data and just kind of explain the science.
Wow. So I saw that you started off as a makeup artist.
Yes, so when I first got into the industry, I started doing makeup first.
Okay.
And it was just because I was a student, I was in school, and I said, I want to open me up a business. And I was like, I'm gonna do makeup because I would always do makeup on myself.
Yeah.
After about 2 years of doing that is when I took a class for permanent makeup.
Got
And
you.
I started doing that after 2 years. Um, Maybe in like after 3 years of starting my business, I put the makeup down and I transitioned completely to permanent makeup because I didn't have time to really do both. I wanted to focus a bit more on building the permanent makeup piece.
Yeah. Which one do you think is more lucrative?
I mean, well, I would say permanent makeup.
Hmm.
There is a higher cost per service, but um the makeup industry now has grown to where people are not just getting their makeup done on special occasions anymore. They're getting their makeup done just to go out on the weekend. And with
Hmm.
this boom in like content creators and needing to show up on social media and the way that people are kind of putting more into the presentation of things,
Yeah.
I'm seeing that makeup artists have become like really high earners as well, because people are getting their makeup done like every weekend. Like I looked up and I was getting my makeup done like every weekend for just some engagement or speaking or pictures or
Right,
something.
right.
So I feel like now makeup is definitely more lucrative than it was when I got in it, because people are charging like $200 for a makeup application. It wasn't like that
Yeah, yeah.
when I started doing it.
So you were in school to become an epidemiologist while you were doing makeup?
So initially I did undergrad in biology. I went on, I graduated, and I got my first master's degree from A&M. When I graduated with that master's degree, I came back to Houston, and that's when I started doing makeup.
Got
I
you.
enrolled in a second master's degree program. I know, crazy. When I enrolled in a second master's degree program, that is when I decided to take the course in permanent makeup. So initially I was taking the
Got you.
course in, learning how to do the permanent makeup while I was still in school. I
Yeah.
graduated with the degree in epidemiology because that was my second master's. And when I graduated, the pandemic hit a couple of
Mm,
months later. So I was just fortunate enough to be catapulted into my career
right.
based upon just the pandemic. And I always wonder, like, had the pandemic not come, would I have fully explored a, career just in beauty 100%? But
Hmm.
the way that the pandemic was positioned, it happened literally right when I graduated. And it's funny because people in public health, they wait like their entire lives for an event of which to like use the skills. So
Wow.
COVID was like a major event that thrust a lot. They were allowing people to graduate medical school, or like students were going into practice earlier than even graduation. That's
Because they
how
needed them.
kind of devastating that COVID-19 was.
Hmm.
People were being deployed all over the country to
Wow.
work COVID. So it really just thrusted into the spotlight and me into my career, and it's
Uh-huh.
just been kind of up ever since. So as I was growing in my career, the business was growing at the same time, so it never felt like the right opportunity to stop either one. And at
Yeah.
some point I was like, we're just gonna have to go with it. We're just gonna have to just do
Yeah.
them both, because it was like this would happen at my job, and then this would happen in business, and then this would happen, and then this would happen, and then this happened. And I was like, I just feel like I'm destined to be a person who just does both. Neither one of them are letting up.
Wow. Oh my God. So how long is the training program to become a permanent makeup artist?
So it just depends. So I have several different programs. At the time that I did it, I took a 3-day course. I have courses that last a couple of days. Like I have a 3-day, 4-day course. I also have a 10-week course.
Hmm.
The 10-week course, which is an apprenticeship program, that is the course that I push the most.
Hmm.
Because that is the one where you exit the program really ready and prepared to take clients.
Hmm.
Whereas with some of the shorter programs, you learn the skill, but you have to do so much practice on your own. In the
Yeah.
10-week, at least you're able to be with me the full 10 days,
Yeah. Yeah.
and can, kind of exit the program ready.
Right. Were there any
Mhm.
learning curves for you as far as doing regular makeup and then doing permanent makeup?
It's completely different. People think,
Okay.
oh, I'm already a makeup artist, I'll do good at it. But even the way that you shape brows, like when you
Uh-huh.
do your makeup, is not the way that you shape them for permanent makeup. It's so
Yeah.
many other considerations, because it's like with traditional makeup, you're putting um the product on top of the skin. Okay.
Right.
But with permanent makeup, it's going underneath the skin. So it's completely different than,
Hmm.
like a surface level application. And
Yeah.
because you're depositing pigment under the skin, is now so many things that come with that. Because the
Right.
skin is an organ. It's like a lot of artists don't see it that way, but the skin it's an organ, just like your heart, just like your pancreas, just like your liver. And
Yeah.
you would not let the average person just come and cut open one of your organs. But for some reason, people are so comfortable, or
Yeah.
increasingly just kind of letting anybody do
Wow.
their brows. And I'm like, yeah, I know that this is a real live organ.
Yeah, what's like the craziest reaction or something that has happened as a result of somebody getting their brows done that you've seen or like heard of?
Craziest. Oh, you know what? One of my students just messaged me 2 weeks ago, and she was like, "Hey, have you ever had this happen before? I started a client's brows, I did the outline, and she just decided to stop." I was like, she
So she
wasn't
just
gonna
walked out
finish.
with the outline.
That's what she was. I was like, that's kind of. I've never had that happen to me, but I know, stuff happens to people. I'm like, oh my God.
I'm over here laughing. I'm sorry. I'm just
I'm like,
imagining
what?
somebody with like a
Just so
stencil.
what you gonna do? You just gonna fill that in? Like, how is that gonna go? But that's what she said. I was like, you need to get her to come back.
That is crazy. She just wanted the shape. That's it.
Well, I don't think that she intended to only get the outline, but some kind of way that's just all she got. Like she stopped mid-service.
Got
I'm like,
you.
nah, we didn't already started. We would have had to finish this.
Yeah, yeah. So how does your work as a epidemiologist or and PMU like complement each other?
Yeah, so they complement each other in a lot of ways. I rebranded the business about 4 years ago. And
Okay.
I branded because I got tired of fighting living in two different worlds. So I had this kind of professional world of scholarship. And then I
Got you.
had this world of being in the beauty industry. It just was two completely different worlds, two completely different conversations. It was
Yeah.
two completely different um I mean, as you can imagine, just two completely
Mm-hmm.
different worlds. Once I stopped fighting it and started really just accepting the fact that this is my destiny and like really who I am meant to be, I rebranded the business and I said, well, you know what? I'm just gonna combine the two. And
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start talking about this stuff. And they need to just be okay with me talking about this stuff. But it's so funny because I never had mentioned to any of my clients that I existed like in this world. And I would not go to work talking about
The
I
other
had
thing.
a business.
Yeah.
Part of it was, you know how when you're working in like corporate, you sometimes don't want people to know about other stuff that you have going on. You just want to keep, the
Yeah.
areas of your life
Mm-hmm.
separate. That's what I was trying to do until people started to recognize me
Right.
when I was working. Aren't you the girl who does brows? I would start seeing clients. It was crazy. Like I would start seeing clients and everything.
Yeah.
So finally, I said, I'm just gonna brand the business as like the art and science of permanent makeup. So I just completely rebranded the business. That gave me an opportunity to talk about science while I was doing PMU and bring it into the business. And I'm also able to leverage artistry by Zuri, believe it or not, like even at work. Because it's like I
Mm-hmm.
come with so much, I guess I would say, worldly experience to the in
Yeah.
comparison to the
Yeah.
workplace. I just bring kind of like a different energy, like a different wealth of like experiences. So sometimes we'll be planning stuff at work and I'm like, my client does that. Or oh, I can get that person. It's so random. Like we were planning like homecoming at the university and they were looking for talent, like performers for the concert. And I was like, oh, Mona Leo, that's my client. I could
Right,
text
that's
her.
my client. Hello.
Yeah, yeah, I can ask. So I'm saying, or even when they're doing stuff, I'm like, oh, I got a contact for that. Oh, I know a person who can do that. Or, oh,
Yeah.
the audio visual company I use, they can do that. So I just
Yeah.
stopped fighting it.
I got you.
I also work with a really good publicist. I
Mm-hmm.
shout out to Shauna.
Hey, Sean.
And Shauna has done a great job of helping me to brand myself as like this, the scientist that does permanent makeup. So I get a lot of features from the business, and then I
Mm-hmm.
get a lot of features from just the side of like scholarship,
Yeah.
and I feel like the business gives me the working gives the business credibility,
Mm-hmm.
at
Mm-hmm.
least to me.
Yeah.
People, because when people book with me or take my class, they say, oh, I really just booked with you and took this class because it seemed like you knew what you were doing. That's what they say. I'm like, dang, y'all ain't like me, but they're like, you seem like you just know.
Like we like you now, but
We
I'm
like
just
you now, like
saying.
right. It seemed like you just know, and I tell people because people ask me, how do you do all this stuff? I do it because I've made it easy for
Mm-hmm.
me to do it. Like the branding made it so much easier. I also have a really, really good brand strategist. Her name
Mm.
is Tina Bass with Rose and Ray Events. She's in Houston, Texas. I have a really good strategist. So anytime I'm trying to figure out how do I merge this? How do I do this? I want to plan this. How do we connect the dots? I have a person to call who helps me plan strategy. And
Listen,
so, yep.
all of that just like gave me life because I love how you explain the merging of the two because there are so many of us in the beauty industry who do multiple things and so many people are confused about living separate lives, I guess, in a sense, but instead of like leveraging their knowledge in certain
They
areas
won't
and
leverage
combining
it.
it.
Just
I love
leverage it.
that.
You can find a way. But you know what's funny about that? I will also say this. I consider it to be a privilege. It's hard when you work a job that is very high energy and high stress. I'll
Mm-hmm.
give an example. I'm able to do that because I work in more of an office kind of research academic setting, right?
Yeah.
So even though work can be stressful, I have some mental capacity when I get off to go and run a business. I
Mm-hmm.
don't withstand that for some people who work in industries where you may, drive trucks, or you may build houses, or you may, some of the things they just don't physically allow you the energy or mental capacity to do it at the same level. And
Yeah.
then in those cases, I tell people, if that job is not helping you run a business, then you need to find you something else that frees you up,
Mm-hmm.
not just physically, but mentally, to
Yeah.
be able to go and run a business if you want to do both.
Yeah, I love that so much. I love it. Okay, I do have a brow question.
Okay, ask me. Okay,
'Cause I
let's do
don't
it. Let's
know.
do a consultation.
Yeah, I don't know much about the permanent makeup work. I do know how long. Well, how long has permanent makeup been around, like a thing?
You know what? It's been around a while. What I will say is that if you're a woman of color, we are late to the party, as is we be late to the party with everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like other, cultures and groups of people. They try to keep things to
Okay, look,
themselves, and then we find
gatekeeping.
out about it, and it's like this been around really.
Yeah.
I know artists who have been in the industry at least 20 years.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But we have not really been getting this, I feel like, the past 20 years, because I still got so many clients that's like, what is this? Huh?
Yeah.
Can you explain the difference? So,
Yeah.
it's been around.
So, do you do like the lips too, or like anything
So,
with just brows?
my area, this is gonna sound so funny and nerdy, but my specialty is the is the area of the face between the forehead and the eye. But yes, that's the brow, but it matters because the skin has different thicknesses on different parts of the face.
Yeah.
So the cheek has a certain thickness, the lips has a certain thickness, the eyelid has a certain thickness, and depending upon what skin you're most comfortable working on, you may adopt and choose to specialize in different areas.
Got
The
you.
lip and the eyelid is really, really, those are just like
Thin.
thinner areas. And I
Yeah.
just don't prefer to work on areas of skin that are just that thin.
Yeah, that
So
would make me nervous. I asked you that question too because I'm like, my art teacher in high school had permanent makeup. Like Miss
yeah,
Brittany, shout out to her.
but
She definitely had like liner and
let me tell
lipstick
you, they
and
were going to the tattoo shop though. It was different.
oh, that makes
A
sense.
lot of our like aunts and teachers and stuff. So it was around in terms of women getting cosmetic services done. But the way we do it now, the machines that we use, the pigments that we use, the
Hmm.
technologies that we use were not, because if brows look a lot more natural than
Yeah,
what they looked 20 years ago. All our aunties have like that little thin line from the tattoo shop,
sure.
but now like we're having brows that look natural, and just like yours. So they've
Yeah.
been getting it, but the technology was completely different.
Girl, the way I was
And,
nervous doing my brows
and your
today.
brows look good.
I said I'll be on the call with Dr. Zuri. I gotta have my brows
I'm
together.
doing your brows in my head. I'm just like, they look good.
Thank you. Thank you. Are there any factors that determine what service people get for the outcome they want? Because I know it's like powder brows, ombre, like
And
all these different
microblading,
things.
all
Yeah,
that stuff.
microblading.
All of that
Like,
stuff. Yeah. So a couple of different things. If a client comes to me and they have oily skin, okay, that's
mhm,
kind of like a telltale one that they probably need something that's going to have more longevity and staying power.
gotcha.
What I will say is there are differences in skin at the cellular level in different demographics of people. So
Gotcha.
African Americans tend to excrete more oils than other nationalities, other
Yeah.
demographics. That is part of the reason why we look so young for so long. So, when we're trying to do a matte makeup or with our brows, it may be a little frustrating, but it also is what keeps us looking so young.
Yep.
Similarly, Asians have a very similar skin type to
Okay.
people of African American descent. So if I have a client who's a person of color, they tend to have oilier skin types. Obviously, there's going to be some variation even
Mm,
amongst people of color,
yeah, for sure.
but generally speaking, there are some different demographics that just have some characteristics. And so first, characteristics of the skin, right?
Gotcha.
So are you oily? Are you dry? age plays a large role. Our
Mm-hmm.
skin tends to thin out as we age. We lose a lot of collagen. We lose a lot of elastin in our skin as we age. So that will influence the type of service, even the needle I use and the pigments that I use on you.
Mm-hmm.
If a person has a skin type that is, if a person has a skin type that is, what am I trying to say? If a person is menopausal or premenopausal,
Yeah.
right? So those differences in hormones also can impact the way that the skin is going to heal. If a
Wow.
person smokes, if you're a
Yeah.
smoker, if you have different like chronic illnesses, that will also impact the way that your skin can heal. So I'm thinking about all of those things as I'm preparing to do your service. So even if you and I both have an ombre powder brow, right? The way that I may go about doing the ombre powder brow may be different based upon characteristics that are unique to you versus myself. So we could be the same shade, right? We could be like the same tone, but you may have some characteristics about yourself, or I may have some characteristics about myself that will impact how they heal. So as a
Mm-hmm.
result, my job as the artist is to look at these factors and not just do a one size fits all to figure out, well, okay, on you, I need to use this, but then on Zuri, I may need to use this. To
Mm-hmm.
the average person, the brows may look the same, but they were not necessarily done the same, if that
Wow.
makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I asked was one of my mom's friends. She is always asking me for brows. I'm like, girl, I do not do permanent brows. Like, I can
Mm,
tell you, I'm a makeup artist. So, like, I don't do permanent brows, of course. But she's
girl,
like, you need to
don't.
go see the people.
I know you like the brow lady in the family. It used to frustrate me so much. It's like we can't even go out without y'all asking me to put y'all a little brow on.
A little something, a
A
little
little
lash.
something. You always the last one getting dressed.
Yeah, no.
You become like the resident makeup artist for everybody.
I am not that person. I'm like, get somebody else to do it.
Hmm.
I did want to ask you about PMU Con because I had the Friends in Beauty community that I'm building, and I just
Okay.
want to know like just like your thought process and your intention behind building the community that you're building.
Okay.
Because I saw the event that you did, everybody was
Ye-
in like in red. It just looks
Oh
so
yes,
bomb.
yes, yes,
The
yes, yes,
conference that you
yes.
did.
Yeah. So I'm also going live. So I've been showing you on some of the live too. But
Oh, okay, y'all.
so a couple of things. PMU Con was I started PMU Con because the healed work of women of color was lacking. There's a disparity in how our brows and stuff would look when healed in comparison to other,
Really?
yes, because people have not taken the time to really explore how to service people of color. And we see it a lot. I'm pretty sure you do makeup, even in your industry. We see it a
Mm-hmm.
lot. You already know. There are some brands, they just don't have a range. There are some other brands who do a better
Mm.
job. There are some brands who, just do better with diversity. I mean, I know in Texas we can't really say that, but this whole like concept of inclusion and all of that.
Yeah.
Um, the
Wow.
permanent makeup industry has historically not been brown and black girl friendly. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It has not been black girl friendly. And so because of that, there was a disparity in what the work was looking like. And
That makes
I
so
was
much sense.
getting way too many clients who were asking me to do like corrective work. And I'm like, why are all y'all brows like looking so bad? And
Mhm.
it's like, why is it that artists are continually pulling out the darkest colors in their kit when it's time to do a person's brows that are of color, right?
Right,
And we
right.
know it's a range of colors that
Yeah,
exist in the African diaspora. And
exactly.
so it's like, I kind of got tired of trying to explain to artists why we should do a better job of servicing people of color.
Yeah.
So when I created PMUCon, I created PMUCon with the idea that we were going to really work together to advance the heal work of people of color. Okay. It was not just a conference for people of color, but it was a conference for people who service people of color.
Right,
Now, generally speaking, people of color are who service people of color,
right.
right? So
Yeah.
we end up with a lot of people of color at the conference, but then we also have a lot of people who want to tap into being able to service those clients better.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it started. The first 2 years, 3 years, it was just conference only. Okay. So we would do the once a year conference. What I saw after the last conference is that we can't just keep trying to convene once a year if we're really going to move the needle.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing y'all once a year, only gathering once a year, it just does not move the needle.
Yeah.
Because we are all taking clients in between.
Mm-hmm.
This year, I transitioned into a different model with PM UConn and building more of a collective. I was fortunate because I had already done the conference 3 years. So I already had the people who were engaged with PM UConn.
Yeah.
So I kind of did it in reverse. Normally, you kind of build the collective first, and then you have a
The
convene.
conference. Yeah.
Mine kind of started with the convening, and now I'm kind of going back and trying to really build the collective piece. So it's gonna end up being not just a once a year conference,
Mm-hmm.
but just this entire concept of beauty, heal work, and wellness, and just all of the things
Yeah.
that make us uniquely great artists. And so
Yeah.
we just had an event on Sunday when we went golfing, golf ink on the green. It was so cute. We did an ink on the green event where about 20 artists came out and we played golf.
Yeah.
And we talked about scar camouflage and how we can improve the heel work with scar camouflage and tapping into those different areas of the industry.
Wow.
And so it's a whole job, girl, in
Yeah.
itself. But I feel like the collective is definitely why I'm still even doing it.
Yeah. Because that's how I feel too with Friends in Beauty. I'm like, because it's outside of me now. So
It's outside.
it's
It's
outside of me.
outside of me now.
Yeah.
That
So
is
I
so
gotta do it for
true.
the other people. I gotta
It's
continue to show
outside
up.
of me.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Because I haven't put out new conference dates and everybody's asking when is the conference. I'm like, y'all not even gonna let me take a break.
yeah,
It becomes so
I would
outside of me.
love to like connect with you like after this just to get your idea how you put it together because that's something I'm working on for Friends in Beauty is to put together something similar to what you
Well,
just
we can definitely collaborate on the next
okay.
PM UConn. We can
Ooh,
definitely do that. I feel
okay.
like there's definitely a lot of opportunities for collaboration
Mm-hmm.
with PM UConn and just bringing on other partners and trying to like host some different things just to expand our reach. I think
Yeah.
that because the thing is that believe it or not, the target audience is very similar. Most of the people who do permanent makeup have also done makeup. Or at
Mm-hmm.
least they're in the beauty industry.
Yeah.
What I will say too about most of the makeup artists that I know, if they don't do permanent makeup, they either have permanent makeup, know a little bit about permanent makeup, or would be interested in doing permanent makeup. So
Look, I'm totally inspired now. I'm just like I'm about to throw away these brushes and pick up a little needle.
listen, I definitely don't want to tell you to be like a one-trick pony, but I will say if you are looking to still have a creative outlet without having to touch as many people to make the same income,
Mm-hmm.
then permanent makeup is a really great way to go. Because right
Yeah.
now I'm doing 1 week on and 1 week off.
Got
So 1 week I don't like I was off all last week, but I'm
Mhm.
on this week. Whereas
Yeah.
with makeup, you really can't do that because if Zuri got her photo shoot, you can't be telling her,
Yeah.
I feel like with the makeup, the clients make your schedule.
Yeah, for
With
sure.
permanent makeup, I make my schedule.
I know that's right. I'm totally
So
inspired. And what you said about the healing process makes so much sense. And the reason why I was seeing so many like greenish looking brows,
gray,
yeah, gray,
ashy,
that makes
the
so
shapes
much
are
sense.
bad. Yeah, and it's just really trying to get artists to understand like this is more than just like a vanity thing. This is
Yeah,
not just, oh, I want bomb brows. This is like, no, we have to do, a better service to these clients. So,
yeah, yeah. Like
yeah.
what's like your ultimate goal with the PMU and epidemiology?
My ultimate goal is actually to show women that they can do and be it all. That's actually my goal. I feel like one of my purposes has been to really show women how they can be Renaissance women and that we could be Renaissance people. I feel like as a child, I grew up just wanting to be good. Goodness
Mhm.
was like a virtue. I feel like if you grew up in a black household, I mean, like skirts was a
Excellent.
certain length. You knew we didn't have boyfriends to a certain age, at least we weren't supposed to. We
Hmm.
were like in church. So I grew up with this concept of like goodness. And if I
Yeah,
was just good, that I would always be fine, right? Because I feel like I grew up in a household where you got rewarded for just being good. So
yeah,
I grew up just wanting to be a nice girl.
yeah.
That's what I wanted to be.
That's me.
I want to be nice. I want to be seen as being like, good. But what I really I want to be kind. I want to be, respectful, but I don't want to be put in a box where the only virtue about myself is goodness,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the
Mm-hmm.
rewards that are associated with that.
Yeah.
Going to school was me checking all the boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Going to school was me being good, doing
Yeah.
what I was told, and doing all the things. Permanent makeup allowed me to do something that nobody else told me to do, advised me to do, mentored me into doing. Like, it was my choice.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I like to provide the services. I like my clients. I like the training. But what I like more about it is that every day that I go into my salon, I'm pushing boundaries. I'm showing people, like, this is what science looks like, and this is what beauty looks like. And there's no one or the other. Like, we can kind of do all the things, even though we've been conditioned to believe that sometimes that we can't.
Yeah.
So that's really, really, really my mission. My mission is also, I actually just prior to this, I actually met with 80 middle schoolers. They're in the 8th grade, young girls in STEM, who are looking to pursue careers in STEM. And it's so funny. Everybody is always like, well, you can do this and major in this. And my message is like, girl, we are that girl. We are the moment. We can do this and we can do that. And you can do all of these things. And so really trying to help young girls pursue careers in STEM by letting them know that they can also do other things to be fulfilled, that we could be passionate people, multi-talented people, and you can excel in more than one area at the same time.
Exactly. So would you say that's a part of the legacy that you're building is STEM?
That's a part of the legacy, because every time I tell somebody like, oh yeah, like this is what I do, they're always like so surprised about the credentials. Always, which comes secondary, but they're always surprised, like, you doing all that? And I'm like, why not? Why wouldn't I be? Why wouldn't I be doing all that?
Oh my gosh, I don't even want to let you go. I have to ask you the Friends of Beauty rapid fire questions before you go.
Okay, come on, I'm ready.
Yes, so
I'm good fast.
First one, what are the top 3 keys to your success so far?
Reading, praying, and doing right by people.
I know that's right. How do you measure your success?
I'll be honest, it used to be numerically. But I've started to like measure my success with the things that you can't as easily see. Peace of mind. I mean,
eating 3 meals a day.
And honestly, the amount of time that I give myself has become a reflection of how well I'm doing. I notice that I take much better care of myself when I'm doing better.
I love that. What's the best advice you've ever received, or a piece of advice that's just like always stuck with you?
If you want to have everything you ever wanted, you have to give everything you have to give. What you do for others, the Lord will do for you. You can't be afraid to give information. You can't be afraid to give resources. You can't be afraid to give your time. You can't be afraid. You have to help the homeless. You have to help your friends. You have to extend yourself. You have what you do for other people, God will do for you. That is single-handedly the biggest lesson I have learned in life and in business. Be kind to people, be nice to people, go out of your way for people, and the universe just rewards people who put great things out into the atmosphere.
Wow. Oh my God. I love that. What advice would you give to another PMU artist right now who is just ready to give up? They just like, okay, I don't think this is for me.
You want to give up? Don't stop, because I feel like we're all in a slow season right now, right? It'll pick back up. It's just simple math. It's a bunch of us in the industry right now. It's slow season, so some people are going to be dropping out. And when they drop out, it'll be less of us remaining in order to get all the business when it picks back up again. It's the truth, though. It's simple math. It's consistency. Just stay at it. Get a job if you have to, maybe, but stay at it. Don't stop.
Don't stop. I love it. What's a resource that helps you in your business that you can share with the Friends in Beauty community?
Oh, a resource. There's a book I just started reading. It is called 100 Days of Believing Bigger. I want everybody to get that book. 100 Days of Believing Bigger. It's a pink book. You can get it on Amazon. 100 Days of Believing Bigger. That is a big one. There is also a book that is called F Your Feelings. Okay, right. So you know what the F is. That book talks about how the majority of things we do and don't do are directly tied to our feelings or our emotions. A lot of the stuff that we don't do is because we don't feel like it. 95% of the things that we do are attached to feelings. And so when I realized that a lot of my productivity was attached to my feelings, it slapped me in the face. It's because, am I really like not working out and being healthy because I don't feel like it? Forget a feeling. What does that mean?
Oh.
So that if your feelings, the third book is Nice Girls Don't Get the Corner Office. Y'all have got to read that book. That book will throw in your face some of the things about yourself that are preventing you from reaching the next level. So the corner office is a colloquialism. So you may work in corporate where we're all trying to get the corner office, right? Because the corner office is this status symbol of like you're at the top, but the corner office could be you excelling in your career. The corner office could be, you know, whatever your corner office is. Nice girls don't get it. And there are ways that as women, we are going to have to shift our behaviors and our thinking in order to get the corner office, because men show up with nothing,
right?
And get
everything.
And get everything. So we need to really look at what we need to do to get our corner office. So those are 3 things.
Love it. So this is the last one.
Okay.
It's a statement. I just want you to fill in the blank and just say, my name is blank, and the key to longevity and success is blank, like whatever you think it is.
My name is Zuri, and the key to longevity and success is prayer.
Prayer. Yeah.
It's God. Prayer. Yes. Just praying about everything.
Pray about it.
For sure.
Before you go, please share social media, website, however you want people to continue to connect with you, follow you on this journey to greatness. You are doing amazing.
Thank you. Social media, I'm Artistry by Zuri on social media. That is my business page. Also PMUcon, so PMUcon_. Also My Mini Molecules, that's the nonprofit arm where I'm really trying to work to get women or young girls invested in STEM. You can also find me at Dr. Dale _. That's my personal page. I don't give my personal page out as much, but you all can follow me there. Dr. Dale _ if interested.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thanks for listening to the Friends in Beauty podcast. Don't forget, sharing is caring. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with another friend in beauty. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe, rate, and leave a 5-star review so that other friends in beauty can find the show. Plus, we'd love to hear your feedback. Connect with us on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty. Hashtag Friends in Beauty to join the conversation, and join our Friends in Beauty Facebook community to stay connected. Talk to you soon.